Three. All right, everyone, welcome back once again to this Beefcast presentation. I'm your casting host, Beef. Joining me, Muatorn. How's it going?
What up, bro?
What up,
it's going
bro?
Well. I figured I'd go gangster for a second.
Nice.
Sorry, gangsta.
That was pretty good gangsta.
Cuz.
Yeah, okay, you're pushing it now.
That's all I got, man.
Pushing it. All right, we're working with the IvDYogiTime.com crew right now. This is IvD Yogi Time tournament number 28, all leagues, all divisions. Got another Masters versus Masters TVT coming at you right here on MLG Shakura's Plateau. Let's get into it. Top left-hand corner, the teal player. We do have Killer.
And his opponent in the top right corner of Shakura's Plateau, he is on Team FG, which I don't know what that stands for, but he is Elegance.
I'm going to say it's Fighting Gals.
Fighting Gals.
Yep.
Right.
I don't know, but that's what it is now. Deal with it. If it's not Fighting Gals, it should be.
It should be.
You know, you got the big beef bump there, so
Yeah. There you
deal
go.
with it. Anyway, I think I said that this was a TVT. This is a TVP. I don't know why I said TVT. But
You're slipping.
Shakura's Plateau here, pretty fun map. I'm glad it's Protoss, because if it was Terran, they'd like put tanks up on the high ground and stuff, and
Yeah.
I would just kill myself. But
That
seriously,
could still happen.
we were just talking about Zerg versus Terran, and I remember MMA versus DRG at something. What was that? The BlizzCon, or excuse me, the Blizzard World Championships last
Yeah,
December. That was
finals.
such a good game. Yeah, here on Shakura's.
Yep.
Oh, that was so good. Anyway, we're talking about ZVT and Broodlords just being completely kited by the Terran army. I hate that. Ugh, makes me so
See,
sad.
you've got this spell. It allows you to lock units in place. You should use that more.
Okay,
my-
yeah,
that's my
sure.
advice to you.
I'll just use that from across the map as I'm being dropped in 5 locations. So frustrating. Anyway, let's get into this game right here. We do see that the Terran player going to be banking up 400 minerals right there as he lays that command center on the low ground. Probe getting there at the absolute perfect time. Sees that it is going to be 1 Rex gasless fast expand. Back at home for him, though. He's looking like he might be doing a 1 gate expand of his own.
Yeah, it should be a one-gate expand. I kind of wish he'd cancel the Zealot. There's really no need to for it to finish. But, no, he's going to chrono it.
He's going to chrono
The
it.
exact opposite.
Yeah, cancel that Zealot. Just kidding. Make it come up faster. No,
Yep.
we've seen 2 games out of Elegance so far. In both games, he's opened 1 Zealot double Stalker.
Yeah, I think he's going to do it again.
Yeah. So
You'd have a... Yeah.
with Shakura's Plateau being a little bit smaller of a map when compared with Tal'Darim Malta, which is where our last game with Elegance was, will he possibly have a little bit better success with a double Stalker?
Could be, but I mean, there's a bunker already almost done. This is... Oh, he's not making the second Stalker. Okay.
Oh,
That's
okay.
good. I like that on really small maps, but I think Shakura's is just too big for it. You should actually attack up here with this Zealot. There you go. If he focuses this SCV, no. I was going to say, if he can focus that SCV before it finishes the bunker, he might have been able to do some damage, but, you know, he didn't get it in time. It was, like, done already.
Yeah, not quite yet. But that would have been kind of cool if we had been able to see that. Both these players going to be expanding for the time being. That Nexus, quite a ways behind his opponents, but the SCV does indeed see the Nexus right there. Hiding behind the natural mineral line, able to get that scout off. Not going to try to press his luck and go up that ramp. He says, get me home to my kids and family. I want to have some pork chops tonight. That's what the wife is cooking for. Oh my god. How good the
Yeah.
pork chops sound right now.
Pork chops, those are...
Oh my
Pork
god.
chops are good, man.
Oh.
I prefer steak, but I think that's just the Albertan
I think,
side of me.
I prefer food. I'm really hungry right now.
Prefer food. You didn't have time to eat.
No, I haven't eaten since like 11 o'clock this morning. I'm
Were you
really
eating,
hungry.
like, watermelon or hot dogs at the beach or something?
No, we were just out there to play volleyball and do nothing else.
Volleyball's.
Yeah, volleyball's awesome. Going back out
Please say
tomorrow
you were
morning.
drinking water at least.
Oh yeah, of course. Got to keep hydrated, otherwise you'll die. Like literally die.
I've seen people fall over from dehydration at the beach, and you're just like, it's your own fault, man.
Oh yeah.
You sit
Anyway.
out there in the sun and the water all day, you get dehydrated.
Yeah. Well, for the third time in as many games, we are seeing Elegance open Robo here against his opponent. He wants to get that Observer out very fast, which does start, and immediately rallies right across the map to his opponent's base, where he wants to get that very good information. back at home for our Terran player, starting that single engineering base significantly ahead of his opponent. Unless our Protoss player is going to be dropping double forge, he's going to fall pretty significantly behind in upgrades here.
Yeah, and from the past, he's probably not going to. We've never seen double forge from Elegance, at least not right away. He's always gone single forge into Templar, and then he's got his double forge up. So, later upgrades, but quicker Templar.
Yeah. Well, actually, with that forge going down just as it did, he might be able to chrono boost that out and catch up in upgrades, but we will have to see. The nice thing about the build that Elegance is using is that he has that robo facility out very early, and even though he will most likely follow his same path that he had been, which would be Twilight Council into Templar Tech, he could very quickly transition back into Colossi. Both of those tech switches have actually been what have won his games.
Yeah, for sure. I won't lie, I wasn't listening. I was talking to Eric Kuno, so...
Yeah, get his game played. I'll take care of it on this end.
I was asking him if he's played another game for us, his first game. Because if not, it's definitely because those people just never showed up.
That was so unfortunate.
See Twilight. Oop, stim. That's bad stim.
Oh, man, yeah. Stimming up right there to go ahead and grab one Stalker. Does get a single sentry as well. But he did actually, I did a count right beforehand. He lost 13 Marines and a Marauder in that attack.
Yeah.
If we take a look at... Yeah, if we take a look at the units lost... 725 to 525, so not as bad as it might seem. I think he did get 2 sentries there and a Stalker, maybe even a couple of Zealots as well. So,
yeah, but still, that was... Giving up all those units so early when your Protoss opponent is, on 3 gates is actually such a huge deal, because if you save those units until you get medevacs out and, more upgrades for, concussive from Marauders or Combat Shield or something, you can do so much damage later on, but right now it's he won't be able to drop and pressure the front both at the same time. He can choose one and do that, but he can't do both. Just most of the power from these kind of medevac timings, so it's not really an option for him anymore.
Yeah, that's true, but he is working off of very early 5 racks here. 4 of those racks working, or excuse me, 3 of those racks working with reactors. So he's going to be able to power up quite a large bio army relatively soon here, but his opponent already able to safely tech to not only charge but also Psystorm here. But with those 2 medevacs coming in the main right here, the Protoss army is completely out of position as the units are going to start to unload right here, immediately making their way up into the mineral line as they start focus firing down some probes here. The Protoss army going to come in as charge is going to finish at about 2 seconds right here, and the charge does complete. Their Guardian Shield going to go up, but the Marines are actually in a really good position, but they're going to be cleaned up completely. Got to get those 2 medevacs out of there, and they do escape. 3 Marines going to be inside of them, but doing quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, but like you said, imagine 10 Marines and a Marauder running into the front right now.
Yeah,
that would have been huge. I do actually like that Elegance pulled his entire army away from the front, though. Usually, I would say that's a bad move, but like I said, he killed so many units. It doesn't matter. He can do that, so definitely a good choice from him. So he could crush that medevac army even more.
Yeah. Back home, going to be starting +1 ground weapons instead of +2 armor. Something that you pointed out in our last game that's a little bit uncommon for this Storm-type play.
Yeah, for sure. Zealots don't actually... if Zealots get to engage, if you have really nice force fields like, Elegance did on the game on Tal'Darim, it's okay. You can do that, and it's still really nice. But the fact is, generally, Zealots only get 1 swipe in when they attack after their charge, so it's not as good. You mostly just want them to die, but having them die slowly is what you want.
Yeah, they're a little bit of a meat shield there, and they do that job very effectively. Back at home for our Terran player, already working on that Mobius reactor, 3/4 of the way done, going to be looking to get that Ghost Tech out very fast, and already with a fully saturated 3rd base here. The Protoss sitting on 2 base for quite a while here. He's really going to have to hit a timing to get himself back into the game right now, as I think he's pretty significantly behind.
Yeah, I would say that he should throw more gateways and just go attack right now, because he's got Storm, he's got lots of Templar, he's going to have Blink even, but he made another Forge, so he's got double Forge upgrades right now, and he actually made a 3rd Forge, so either he's going for shield upgrades or he doesn't remember making his 2nd Forge.
I'd love to see shield upgrades coming out here. But
He's
yeah.
taking the Zealot survival to a new level with the shield upgrades.
2 medevacs being loaded up here in the middle of the field. They're going to make their way up after sniping that observer. There was actually a really good snipe there in the middle of the field. And with those medevacs being loaded immediately after, this might not be something that the Protoss is going to be expecting. No Stalkers, no High Templars, no cannons in position over here in the main, although one observer is going to go ahead and scout that as the Protoss army immediately going to retreat back into the main. But once again, with these 4 Marauders, this is going to be able to do a little bit of damage, possibly sniping a few pylons. Definitely going to be getting some probe kills here. Big stim going off. 1 pylon does go down. 2 pylons as well. Even going to be able to pick off a couple of units here. A Stalker, very important unit. They're going to be able to get that as well, and 1 blink right there is going to be able to take out a fully loaded medevac, so recouping some of his losses right there is Elegance.
Yeah, I wish he'd pressured the front a little bit and then done that. It wouldn't have actually helped enough in this case because there were enough units from Protoss, but like I said, I mean, I just love multi-pronged attacks from Terran. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's so hard to deal with, is what you mean.
Yeah. That's what I meant, yeah. Third base is done for Protoss, so he's not really that behind or anything. He's got double upgrades. He just finished his 2-2. Well, he's about to in a second, finished +2 armor. Now he's finished 2-2, so should be starting 3-3 in a moment here. He's got good tech. He can tech up to Colossi once 3-3 is started. And he will have a tiny upgrade advantage if he chronos the whole way, but it's pretty much even at that point, actually.
Yeah, but both these armies looking like they might want to move out. A money scan coming down sees the entire Protoss army right here as the Terran is quickly approaching max. We have personal cloaking done for ghosts as they are going to cloak up, and there's no observer to be found right here. Cloak does go down, and actually there is an observer there as well, actually. And those ghosts are going to get massacred. No EMPs going down right now, and beautiful storms coming down with those force fields actually going to be cleaning up the Terran army once again. No feedbacks coming out as each one of those medevacs is going to be able to escape. The Terran retains a 20 supply advantage, but most of that is in reinforcements back at home as the Protoss does force the chase right here.
God, I mean, Elegance, I've seen this, I noticed this last game. He should be feedbacking more because these medevacs are so high energy, they'd all be dead right now. And if he didn't have those medevacs, he'd have lost all his bio units as well. He'd have almost won the game just by using feedbacks. It's really disappointing that he didn't.
Look at this hot pickup here on SCVs. Oh, so cool.
Guess what else feedback would have stopped?
Oh, man. Oh, no. Snipe's going to go down there onto some of those ghosts. A few feedbacks do go out, but EMP's still going to be coming down onto the sentries right here. EMP's blanketing all of the High Templar and the Zealots right here. Only enough energy for 1 storm, and it does go down in a pretty decent position, but the Protoss just simply does not have enough left to combat the rest of this army.
This is a classic overextension. Every race does this all the time. You feel like you have an advantage, you're attacking, and you're like, oh, I just killed the shit out of his army. Okay, and then he went to his base, he killed SCVs, he forced the command center to lift off, he, half killed it, and he's like, well, I can just attack up the front now, right? No, you can't, you lost too many units, and he's got reinforcements, so a big overstep, and he's going to pay for it in a moment.
Yeah, the Terran army going to be making its way up here into the third base. 1 pylon is going to fall immediately, but the very small Protoss army is out of position to defend this third. Elegance going to take a play from his first game against his teammate, sacrificing that third right there. The Terran already back onto 3-base economy with his 4th base and orbital already morphed as well, versus a Protoss back here in the Stone Age is working off of only 2 bases with his main almost completely mined out. Probes actually had to be pulled in order to defend a little bit of drop aggression as well.
Yeah, I was wondering where the army was. I thought it was going to be out in front of the natural, which is where it should be if he's just ditching his third, but I was looking around, I was like, did he lose it all? And I missed it? No, it was in the back of his base. But
Terran actually did see the Colossi there as they tried to defend that drop and already switching into double Viking production. I'd like to see another Star port going to be coming down here, but nothing for the time being. I'd like to see quad Viking production because getting back into this game like he did in Game 1, the only way that it's going to happen is if there's not enough Vikings to deal with the Colossi count. But right now, I think Terran is in a very sizable lead.
Yeah, Terran is in a super, super awesome position. There are 3 Colossi out, but there's just nothing to support them. Colossi are really nice when you have a bunch of Zealots and Stalkers to keep them alive. When you don't have anything really at all, they're not so good.
Yeah, and beautiful splits coming out here from our Terran as EMPs did go down. All of those Zealots going to fall very quickly, and GG comes out of our Protoss player. He is absolutely done at this point. Our Terran player really just outplaying him.
This is, I told Rob last night, something that my biggest pet peeve is when people do stuff like sacrificing a bunch of their army to kill a Nexus. You know, you're sacrificing all this army, which is units, for what you perceive as so much value, when in actual, it's 400 minerals that's going to be out of your opponent's army when you've lost like 2k, and you just die to a counter. That was like a less intense version of it, but again, like an overextension.
Yeah, certainly.
You have to watch out for that.
Definitely. And Elegance actually going to be making his way down into the loser's bracket now. So, Killer going to be continuing on. I think he might be facing our Grandmaster player here in the semifinals.
Oh, yeah.
Could be very cool. All right.
Yeah, he beat Cham, so...
Yeah, let's wrap this game up real quick. I've been your casting host, Beef. Joining me, Mua Torin. This has been the IvD YogiTime.com tournament number 28. All leagues, all divisions, all casted, all streamed. Be able to make sure to go over there and check them out at IvDYogiTime.com for all of the games. Check out their schedules. 3 tournaments a week. Every tournament has a prize pool. Click on an ad once per tournament. Help the ad revenue come in so that they can keep providing those tournaments. And make sure to keep on tuning in right here at Twitch TV/BeefPopPie1, where we'll be bringing you the next game in just a moment. Thanks for watching.